hold it down with the first pick. They elected to go for first pick in this draft, so SuperStars map pick here for Battlefield of Eternity, and they'll be second pick.
Okay, well, we've seen Zulcromy in 2 games. One game it was very powerful. Game 2 it was not as powerful. But going into Game 2, even after getting destroyed by it, SuperStars just completely ignored it. They let them get the Zulcromy. You think that's going to be the same case this game? Is Zulcromy even like a valuable thing on Battlefield of Eternity, first of all?
I don't think it's nearly as powerful as Tomb or Dragonshire. Yeah, Zul doesn't get as much advantage here.
So unlikely that we'll see it then, probably. And if you're
Less
SuperStars,
likely,
you don't need to put any priority into like denying it.
I don't believe so. Maybe we'll get to see an Alarak game here. We saw, I think, one Alarak game yesterday. Tempo Storm, I believe, used it to pretty great effectiveness.
It was great. That was a really good game.
Yeah, and this is pretty well known as Alarak's best map because of the combo on the boss stun. So hopefully we'll get to see some of that because he's really uncommon, but he's great to watch. The burst damage is just so insane. High risk, high reward hero.
I really like the Tassadar ban here from Hold It Down. I believe SuperStars are actually pretty good at Battlefield, and every time they've played it, they have used Tassadar Tracer. I think they even got a win against either Tempo or Roll20. So I really like the Tassadar ban, just instantly taking the whole aspects of play out.
Yeah. And just Tassadar is dumb in general, so I don't need reasons for a Tassadar ban breakery. I'm just happy when I see it. But yeah, SuperStars, I mean, and their Tassadar play last game. Who was on Tassadar last game?
Honestly, I kind of just blank anytime there's a Tassadar in the game.
Hosey's Tassadar wasn't that bad. He had a few good Archon flanks there.
Very memorable.
Very memorable.
To be fair, he did 1v1 Genji, actually.
Yes.
When neither of them was on the screen, he actually 1v1 Genji with the Archon, so that is kind of amusing factoid.
Dahaka first pick after fairly low priority last 2 games. I mean, Dahaka's just great. Always. You always see him. High priority.
Yep. It's really nice in this map to have a hero who can split soak and get back to the Immortal in time. Meanwhile, Stitch's Uther, the Resident Sleeper combo.
So, yeah.
We've seen so much Stitches and so much Uther in these drafts. No surprises there. I do like the Uther, though, in combo with the Stitches. I enjoy when the support actually has follow-up on the hooks and you're not relying 100% on like one range damage dealer to follow up with something.
And it's a reliable follow-up, too. Sometimes we see people try and pull off the Stitches Tyrande combo, and that's much more difficult to pull off. With the Uther, you just eat Tappy and, you get the stun. So it's a good, reliable follow-up for the stun. Bakery, what do you think BOE here for Hold It Down? What do you think they're looking at right now?
I was confused by the Dahaka first pick. Solid 2 picks to follow up. They haven't committed to anything yet. This is a very general comp. They still have a complete freedom on their tank, and they still have complete freedom on their flex role. They can either pick, a damage dealer or global, or they can even go into something weird like an Abathur.
You know what's a damage dealer and a tank?
Churl?
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you would pick it, but Rhaegar is one of the favorite supports. It's not an Ariel, but maybe they were more interested in hiding it than showing their hand because the opportunity to pick it in the 4-5 slot means there's only one pick to react to the Cho'Gall.
Yeah. I know you said, Cho'Gall is good on all maps, right, if you got the comp to support him.
Yeah.
How does he fare on BOE, though, in comparison to what we normally see him on, on Tomb?
I would argue it's one of his better maps because the big issue with Cho'Gall is that you're missing a body. So you can't soak lanes, you can't be, sat on a shrine, you can't get an objective. But on BOE, missing a body is not really that big an issue. And I think if you send a Cho'Gall to your own Immortal, he can probably kill someone if they try and race the Immortal.
Yeah. Yeah. The little knockback stun too is really good for knocking people into the boss stun circles. You'd be surprised how effective it is. Okay. I like the Ariel ban. I think Uther Ariel is just insanely powerful, and it enables a hyper carry almost like a TAS Ariel does, but a little better against burst.
Well, next 2 picks coming up for SuperStars. They have their tank, they have their main support. What are they going to follow it up with? We've been seeing a lot of double support this weekend. We've been seeing a surprising amount of Lili thrown in once the support ban's been coming out. And I believe SuperStars was one of the teams that ran Lili this weekend.
I would like to see Uther Stukov potentially. I think he can kind of fill the sustain healer role.
Stukov,
yeah.
Uther Stukov is insane. I'm so sure.
Yeah, I think it's really good, but we'll see. I have the winners bracket matches coming up after this, so maybe they'll show us some
good Stukov games.
Interesting drafts.
Well, for those of you that are just now tuning in, this is match point is tied 1-1 right now, and the loser of this set is out of the tournament. So this game is very important. It's going to be the Chen and Li Ming. Li Ming we see a lot on Battlefield. The poke's really nice for the Immortal War. We've been seeing an okay amount of Chen this weekend, but do you think it makes sense?
I don't know why I wasn't thinking of it at all. It's kind of enabled by the Uther, and it leaves open like the possibility of something weird like an Abathur potentially.
Can this comp, if like say this is Cho'Gall right here, can this comp deal with it?
I don't really think so. I don't really think they have great tools for dealing with it. What do you think, Bakery? Is this the Cho'Gall dream?
I feel like both teams do not play well with or against Cho'Gall respectively.
You don't think that the Rhaegar Greymane Dahaka is a good draft with Cho'Gall?
I think it's almost decidedly bad with Cho'Gall.
Oh, interesting. Okay. We'll have to see if Hold It Down agrees with you.
Well, they're thinking pretty hard on the slide. If it was Cho'Gall, they would have snap locked it. You know, that,
yeah, they would have. They would be spamming emotes in chat already.
Yeah.
Cho'Gall faces.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Last two picks here for Hold It Down. It's going to be Mert and Medivh. This is the second Medivh game we've had this weekend. Do you like those picks, Bakery?
I'm not sure I like the Medivh. If Chen wasn't in this game, I would say, okay, this is a solid comp, very general, very hard to punish, and they can do great if they get a stun lock. But the fact that it's against Uther, and there is a Chen who's probably going to ruin a lot of those plans, I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't really like when your comp is somewhat damage light and your plan is to just chain CC someone and kill them against an Uther. Just seems like so unlikely to actually happen. And the Medivh doesn't contribute very much to the races is another problem. He can like go leyline them or try to harass on the defense, but on the actual, if you ever actually get into a race, Medivh is pretty close to a dead hero.
Well,
I'm not sure that's going to matter too much, though, because we are already looking at Rhaegar Greymane against Stitch's Chen Uther.
That's true.
The last pick here, and it's going to be Tychus. This is the first Tychus we've seen this weekend.
That skin!
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Power drenched.
Power drenched? Is that what it's called? Or you're power drenched after looking at that?
I think that's actually what it's called.
I love
Something
how...
like
I mean, Jake's doing production, right? So he's not saying anything in the entire draft, and then he chimes in right when you see the big naked
I look up and I'm just like, no! I can't wait for that loading screen to leave my existence forever.
Yeah, that loading screen is ridiculous. But guys, this is the final game of this set. It is 1-1. Loser goes home. And winner probably going to go home next round, but we'll see.
Thank you guys so much for all the contributions. Prize pool's at $6,236. Renos. You can buy shirts, hoodies, wristbands, posters, you name it, we got it.
No bracelets, unfortunately.
It supports the prizing, helps us do cool events, and thank you guys so much for all the contributions and purchases in our shop so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to...
And some of those contributions is why Bakery is here. So
that's true, actually.
We are blessed with his presence and his God tier analysis because of you guys, so thank you. Here we go, guys, though. Battlefield of Eternity. On the left-hand side of the map in the blue trucks, it is Superstars. Urho, Kona, Hosty, Yoda, and Homicidal.
All right, and then over here on the red side, their opponents in the potential Crucible match later this year. We have Hold It Down with Arthalon playing Medivh, Crone on Greymane, McIntyre playing Dahaka, Ishbu, Murden, and BBJ on Rhaegar.
So we talked about the race. On one side, you have the Stitches, the Chen, and the Uther, which don't really do much. On the other end, you've got the Medivh, the Murden, the Dahaka, that don't contribute near as much as like the Rhaegars and the Greymanes. Who wins this? If there's a race right now, who wins it?
Right now?
Well, not right now, just like in general. Like if we're going to a race, which of these comps has the advantage?
I think the Rhaegar Greymane comp is really carried by those two heroes, and they should be able to win the race.
Yeah, they're two of the highest damage heroes in the game. If you just let those two go alone and Dehaka, Muradin, Medivh go to zone, I don't think you can kill those three. And I think that Greymane and Rhaegar actually out-damage them anyway.
Yeah.
So it could be a really strong combo.
Okay, when it comes to the team fight, Bakery, who is the kill target here for Hold It Down? Like, who is their primary target? Because everyone's either super tanky or, you know, squirrely like a Li Ming. Are they just? I'm really interested
to see if Hold It Down have some kind of different plan, because I think it's actually going to be really difficult for them to kill anyone.
As we say that.
Apparently not.
as we say that.
Looking specifically after 7 and also after 10, when Uther is there, I do not think they actually have kill potential on any of SuperStars members. But as we can see in the early game, their skirmish potential very strong with the Greymane and the Rhaegar.
Yeah. Rhaegar contributes so much damage to these early fights where there's not that much threat against him, so he's safe to stay in melee range and actually contribute all that damage with the second lightning shield. Ishbu will be able to heal up pretty quickly.
Muradino, Cappuccino.
After that damage now on the bottom side. A little bit of skirmishing going on, but overall not a big advantage to either team. Tiny experience lead for Hold It Down, but they'll be on even levels for this Immortal.
We're going for the defensive position, which allows Rhaegar to rotate up fairly safely to soak that lane. And you got the Dehaka in the bottom, so right now it looks like Hold It Down just wants to defend to maximize their experience as much as possible. They're getting an additional lane right now. Chen is bot lane. So beginning versus the Dehaka. It looks like Li Ming is going to try and catch this lane top, and we'll get most of it. So good rotations coming out from SuperStars so far.
I'm pretty sad that Hold It Down didn't use that window where Li Ming actually showed top. She could have hidden and it would have been correct, not doing anything, but a fight going down on the enemy also.
Yeah, Crowan trying to dive onto Hosty here is getting very low. The Uther's able to top him out, and Crowan takes the portal back, but gets hit by a stun, hitting 2 members of Hold It Down. They're flip-flopping between the portal, though, and no one has gone down just yet. Nice hook going on the Ishbu, the Medivh shield, and being murdered. No threat on his life just yet. This goes to show you the main weakness of why we're always seeing Uther with a second support is he does not have that sustain. He does not have the ability to bring up multiple people at once very quickly. And we're seeing that suffering right now with SuperStars just not getting topped off.
Yeah, all of SuperStars had to go back and tap that well. Otherwise, they just could not have gotten healed. And both teams would kind of reset. The small experience advantage.
Oh, we lost Miwa, so I'm going to have to OBS, and I don't have this set up to OBS the way I would, so this is going to look really bad, stream. I'm sorry.
That hook was nice, though. BBJ getting protected by the Medivh, but now damage is being focused on Crowan. Hosty will go down. The Dehaka flank plus Crowan with the protection able to focus fire him down. Now Urho in danger as well, and that is a 2 for 0 after what started with a beautiful hook.
And this is going to make the halftime show won by Hold It Down. Great team fighting from them. I don't normally observe with the middle, the mouse wheel, and it feels very weird to do it. Well, so I'm sorry, chat. You have the potato observer for now.
Yeah, so what we're seeing here is Hold It Down really making the best of the opportunities that SuperStars give them. And we really saw this in Game 1, and this is where they failed in Game 2. So I'm really excited to see them get back on form. SuperStars being greedy, standing up, Chen showing in the top lane, instantly force and very handily rely on the mechanics and win the team fight.
We got the Immortal pushing. I just zoomed in and I don't know how. How do I do it? I figured it out. Thank you, Bakery. Love you. Level 7 here for Hold It Down on the Verge. Not going to get too much value with this first Immortal.
Yeah, just the wall here. They're still soaking top. They might be able to threaten a little bit, probably get the well, but they won't be getting the fort here unless they find a bunch of kills. Looks like Ishbu's trying to make space.
Trying to get in there. They actually might get this fort. I'm surprised with how much pressure they're doing this. They're not really focusing the Immortal, and they're more worried about the team fight. The fort goes very low. Nice shield onto Crowan, but is he going to be able to get out? The orb connects, and that is a dead Greymane. Ishbu, BBJ, and Arthur going to be able to get out of here, though.
Yeah, the really aggressive play didn't pay off for Hold It Down there. They didn't kill the well, which they easily could have. They tried to put more damage on the fort. Ended up playing with fire a little too much. Nice hooks, though, this game from Urho. He has been landing those pretty consistently.
Yeah.
If that continues, it's going to be tough, especially as the game ramps up. Uther will get more CC, potentially more damage from Li Ming, and they'll be able to kill off those hooks more consistently unless Medivh is on point with the protects.
Well, experience getting a little bit thinner there in the lead for Hold It Down as they were able to get that kill, get a little bit of an advantage with the Merc camps. Nice hook going on the BGA. The follow-up stun is there, but man, Arthalon is going to be able to make so many of those plays. And Hosty actually getting bursted pretty low. Crowan and McIntyre end up securing the kill, and they're chasing Yoda. He does blink forward, but is it enough to save his life? No, BBJ going to secure that with the Feral Charge, and nice turnaround. It was a good hook from Urho, and Hold It Down just went with it.
I'm really enjoying watching Hold It Down in this series. So we saw them go aggressive under the fort, didn't quite pay off, a bit too forced. But yet again, they see that the Chen stuck top, they have the easy camp pressure, instant claps, instant punish. Really impressive play.
The global advantage is really paying off for them here too. We saw earlier today some global play that didn't actually get any advantage. We saw the Hawk on Dragonshire that was relatively ineffective at generating global pressure, but in this game, Hold It Down has been using the Dahaka Global. He's been getting the flanks off of those brushes and actually securing kills that otherwise I don't think Hold It Down would have gotten.
Hold It Down getting the jump on the Immortal before their opponents, and you're just seeing the DPS of the Greymane Rhaegar kind of outweighing heavily against their opponents on Superstars.
And they're about to be level 10 here, so they're going to be guaranteed this Immortal essentially. The only thing that Superstars can do is maybe try to go for some poke, but it's so risky because Leyline from Medivh is just devastating if you get caught slightly out of position. So Superstars is going to play completely safe, go clear top lane. This gives plenty of time for McIntyre to go clear the Fallen Shaman camp that is pushing the bot lane, and then he will be able to threaten global to go back to top and help his team out, still with the 10-9 advantage.
This has been really good play from Hold It Down. They get a big burst onto Urho. The Uther heals are there, but is it enough to save him? Doesn't look like it. With no Divine Shield, that 10 engagement was perfectly timed by Hold It Down.
Yeah, that's what you need to avoid if you're Superstars. You cannot get caught out of position right before this Immortal gets here, and that means they just cannot control the space properly to defend this Immortal at all. They already would have been hard-pressed because they don't have level 10, but now they don't even get to put any damage on the Immortal before it kills this fort. The shield will, of course, go down as the Immortal attacks, but now it's up on the wall. Shield is still pretty healthy. Hold It Down might even be able to get the keep here if they take a nice fight.
Oh, nice hook on the BBJ. The Medivh portal is there to save him, and he's just going to walk out, not taking the portal. HP getting very, very low. Nice drag onto Urho. As he does end up getting the kill, though, onto Rhaegar. Leeming with the resets. Can she get a few more? Leyline helping with the disengagement here. HP trying me with DC'd. But they're going to be able to back out of here, but how much damage actually went onto the key?
Well, it's all by looks of it.
Nice.
That was what Superstar needed there.
Yeah, the well down is really the highlight of that second Immortal. But these hooks hooks are actually really tough.
Oh man.
Hold It Down needs to clean that up if they don't want to lose this game. Right now, those hooks and kills, they're impactful, but they're not devastating. If we see it reach level 16, 17, closer to 20, the hooks will just be like game ending. Because a hook at that point, that 40-second death timer...
Because Jake needs to do production stuff, we're going to put the obs on your camera, and we need you to obs.
Okay.
Because Jake's got to do stuff over there, I'm assuming.
Great. So I think the
I say dunk obs and he hands me the mouse.
Right-click is the camera move.
You got it inverted. This is bonkers, dunk.
Oh, my.
Oh, I'm sorry, chat. You guys have to witness this.
The story that we're seeing play out right now is we're seeing experience versus talent. Hold It Down, a lot of diamonds in the rough, but I think the main point we're seeing is the rough edges right now. That keep take, like just not respecting the Stitches hook, it's very common. Every single high-level game, the Stitches go look for that, and they get caught out by it.
Yeah.
And they potentially lost their control of the game with that.
Urho taking a lot of damage. Cursed Bullet, man, does gnarly amounts of damage to Stitches. Chunking him down pretty low, but of course having that Uther there, he's going to be just fine. 13 picked up here for Hold It Down. They've got pretty good pressure on the map. All these waves have been pushed up. You know, the top keep is exposed. Bottom keep hasn't taken any damage on that wall just yet. And I love the scouting Arthlon's doing. He doesn't care, you know, no care in the world.
Yeah, he's just a bird doing bird things.
I'm looking at Uther's talents dunk train. I'm just wondering if he's okay or if he's having some issues with his keyboard or something, because it looks like he's just picked a random one at every tier right now.
I actually kind of like the hammer talent at level 4 since he went for the Divine Storm and wants to get into position faster, but I don't really know why he opted for the Q quest at level 1. Meanwhile, Odin has been popped.
Odin's been popped. Nice shield from Arthlon, preventing a lot of that damage on the Ishbu. But he's still, you know, in this fight. And the Immortal phase is going to be won here by Hold It Down. Looks like they'll be able to force the halftime, and their Immortal hasn't even been touched yet.
Yeah, this is not good for Superstars. Their Chen is all the way on the top lane. They're trying to just buy time for 13. That's all they want to do. They want that even talent to your fight, and they're trying to force that, but I think that it's just going to be too late. There's just too much damage on the side of Hold It Down, and with this aggressive Immortal spawns, it means it's really tough for Superstars to get into defensive position.
Yeah, they know they can't even contest it. They might as well just do as much damage as they can to their opponent's Immortals just to lower that shield as much as possible. Interesting to note, Arthlon still hasn't finished his quest. He's at 21 of 30. They just hasn't been. He's been birding it up, you know.
Yeah. That is really late completion for competitive Master's Touch. He might actually be in trouble here. There's the cleanse. D-Storm whiffed on the cleanse. Yeah, and the portal's going to let him get out.
Penapals was popped. Homicidal not really getting any value. That was just a... that fight was not good.
Yeah. Going to definitely need to make sure they bait out the cleanse before they go for the D-Storm kill on someone. And it's tough because the Medivh makes it difficult to bait out the cleanse because he can block the first bit of your burst damage, so you have to do a lot of coordination to find a timing window where Protect is down, and then you burn the cleanse, and then you wait for Protect to go back on cooldown after he uses it again. It's just a difficult situation.
Well, we have to push into this keep. It's getting very low. Immortal's still healthy. Got half HP left. Will they be able to get this down, though? The Immortal does fall, and it looks like they're just going to back on out of there. Nice hook on the Ishbu. The stun follow-up is there, but he's got the leap portal in. Goodbye, Muradino.
Going back to what I was saying earlier this game, it's talent versus experience. A more experienced team would be so confident to take that keep in that situation, but they learned from earlier where they tried to take a keep like that and they got burnt for it. So playing much more passive, still complete control of the game, but definitely a more passive play than they could have made.
Lily drinking some sweet tea.
Some sweet tea.
Having a beach adventure. I'd like to be on a beach right now.
I wouldn't. I don't like the beach, dude.
Wow.
I really dislike sand.
I didn't like the beach till this year. I like the beach now.
Yeah.
I went to like crummy beaches when I lived in SoCal.
Chromie beaches?
Crummy.
You get temporal loop?
Crummy.
That sounds terrible.
Slowing sands?
Oh.
Flowing sands, no! That worked on too many levels on accident.
Yeah, you are either a genius
No, I'm dumb.
or a buffoon.
Jake's a genius. I'm a buffoon.
I see.
Everything Jake does is calculated.
Well,
Divine Storm really not getting any value this game. Do you think that was a mistake to pick? Or you just think he's not using it well?
I think every talent he's chosen has been a mistake to pick.
Yeah, I'm just not really sure that they have a cohesive game plan. Like, Superstars, I don't feel like they really have a team fight plan.
Well, the fight's going down here as Ishbu dives back. Avatar hasn't popped. Divine Storm only hits 2 people there. Crone able to get the kill. The ley line actually only hits Urho, but Uther going to be the first to fall. Sitch is going to go down as well. Yoda is going to be able to get away here with Homicidal and Hosty, but with 2 people dead, you got this top keep with a massive minion wave pushing into it. So the keep goes down. You go back and you get that Immortal, basically uncontested. And
Yeah,
Rowan going for it. Gets that kill onto Li Ming. They might be able to end here now that they've got the kill onto Tychus.
Yeah, they should be able to end here.
I think this game was all about which team was making the better, more consistent plays. And as we can see, it's definitely been Hold It Down. Very impressive series overall. A few stumbles in game 2, but great play and they get the win.
This gets me excited for the future, right? Because This is the team that everyone looks at and goes, okay, they're going to be in the Crucible for sure, and they are going to be the